Now, welcome again back to the Prospect Hut. And of course, we talk about Mets prospects here. We got a boatload of prospects you not heard of. I've gone through some of them. I know some of these guys, and some of the, it's an interesting list from Metsmerized. They're going to be posting their top 30 prospect preview at some point. But this is a very interesting group, and Metsmerized Online does a great job, so I thank them. First up on their list is recent guys, former number one picks and former high picks. First up is infielder Callan Houck. Only 2 years removed from being the Mets' first-round pick, yet Houck fell off the list after striking out a whopping 36% of the time last year and posted an 81 WRC plus with the low A St. Lucie Mets. Now, a couple things about this list. These players are players that aren't on the top 30. So these are the guys on the outside looking in, and a lot of them were in the top 30 for a long time. A player that was there was catcher Kevin Parada. A first round of the Mets the year before Houck, Parada struck out 34% of the time last year. Opponents have stolen 211 stolen bases against him in 143 games during the previous 2 years. I would say that was a bust. I think he's a bust. I would go back to Callan Houck for a moment. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Gatorade and Georgia. Excuse me. Yeah, the Gatorade Player of the Year in Georgia means the top high school player in the state. He's played terribly, struck out a ton. Now, Kevin Parada, the rumors about him. One of my subscribers writes to me and tells me different. He works in the Mets organization. He's told me that supposedly Kevin Parada does not listen to the coaching staffs. He's a little bit stubborn. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. And but the problem with him coming into the draft was because I followed the draft. Prior to the draft, there was talk that he was a top 5 pick, and he was falling very quickly down the boards. The Mets picked him 11th overall, but I wonder if he was really worth a number 1 pick. So that is a Billy Epler pick as well as Callan Houck. So those are guys we'll keep an eye on because the drafts the last few years have not been great here. The result has not been very good. Next up is right-handed pitcher Dom Hamill. And another pitcher here, and we'll get into both of them. Right-handed pitcher Calvin Ziegler. There was a third pitcher with this group. This was part of the 2021 draft. The third pitcher was Mike Vasil, who Mets got rid of him. They let him go. They put him on the 40-man roster, and he was picked up by the Red Sox in the Rule 5 draft, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what happened to him. But when you go to Dom Hamill, the former third-rounder, struggled enough at 6.7 ERA in AAA last season that he was left unprotected for the Rule 5 draft and was not selected by any team. Now, Vasil he was picked by the Red Sox. Right-handed pitcher Calvin Ziegler, the 2021 second-round pick, simply hasn't stayed on the field. Ziegler has thrown only 7 innings over the last 2 seasons and is coming off a Tommy John surgery last April, which is a common theme. A couple of the Met players in the Mets system really hurt their chances to be higher in the rankings. So the injuries have really cost some of these prospects and the Mets in particular with the list. Next on this particular list is recent draft picks. First baseman Corey Collins, 2024 sixth rounder, led the NCAA with his .574 on base percentage last season, and he also homered 20 times for Georgia. He was the guy protecting Charlie Condon in Georgia. So he was on that same team. He batted behind him. Right-handed pitcher Ryan Lambert, the Mets' 7th-round pick from last year, hits triple digits with his fastball. Right-handed pitcher Ethan Lantier, 12th rounder last year, but has been up to 99 miles per hour with his fastball and gets above average spin on his slider. Now, a couple of things about pitchers. These guys, even though they're lower in this list, they're going to be top 10 very quickly. So with Jonah Tong. International free agents. Outfielder Simon Wine. 19-year-old would be in their top 30 most years, but I feel like the Mets system is pretty strong in the top 30 right now and added a handful of guys in the 2024 draft who pushed Wine just out of the top 30. He could be anywhere from the low 20s to the low 30s, as there isn't a big difference in the outlooks for those players. One hit .273 with 7 home runs in 50 games for the Florida Complex League Mets in 2024 as he repeated the level. One was given a $1.9 million signing bonus in 2022. Outfielder Willie Fanis also signed in 22, whose bonus was $1.5 million. The 21-year-old quickly ripped to the Florida Complex League, 943 OPS in 11 games before getting promoted to Low A St. Lucie. The outfielder struggled there with just a 535 OPS in 58 games. Now, here's a player that's very disappointing for a lot of reasons, and it's outfielder Alex Ramirez. Another outfielder the Mets signed during the IFA period, but Ramirez is in a much different stage of his career. Just a couple of years ago, he was a top 100 prospect in the sport, and then this offseason he was released by the Mets, though he later resigned. The 22-year-old is coming off a brutal 2024 season with Double-A Binghamton, in which he had 210, 123 strikes on 123 games. He did steal career-high 40 bases last season. His career probably done, unfortunately. Lefties. And the Mets are not very strong on the left-handed side of the mound. Right, first guy is left-handed pitcher Felipe De La Cruz. Lefties are in the mid-90s, still don't grow on trees, and De La Cruz's 0.17 home runs per 9 innings ranked third among Mets minor league pitchers with at least 50 innings last season. He was the only 11 Mets minor league pitchers at the 100 innings plateau last year, and the only lefty not named Joey Lucchesi to do so. Left-handed pitcher Franklin Gomez. The young lefty made 16 starts for a full season Low A St. Lucie in 2024, while turning only 19 years old in July. Gomez gets a fair amount of ground balls, thanks to a fastball changeup combo with a good induced vertical break. Left-handed pitcher Zach Thornton. Like Gomez, Thornton is not a hard thrower, but gets good induced vertical break on his fastball. Command is his calling card for him, and excuse me, and he marked only 6.1% in his first pro season last year. Left-handed pitcher Ryan Ammons. Mets acquired Ammons from the Red Sox in a trade in the Rule 5 draft. For Rule 5 draft pick, Justin Slayton, the 23-year-old started his Mets career and pro career producing a 2.88 ERA and 18 relief appearances for St. Lucie before promotion to High A Brooklyn. He was even better there with a 1.33 ERA, 25 strikeouts, and a 0.93 WHIP across 23 innings. Keep an eye on him, because he could go through the Mets system very quickly. And he's 23 years old. He's going to go through the Mets system very quick. Walks are good. Utility Jonathan Henriquez. The 20-year-old had a huge 22.5 walk rate in 40 games for the Florida Complex League Mets, though he struggled to the tune of 447 OPS in 26 games with St. Lucie. He played second base, third base, shortstop, left field, right field, and center field. Second baseman Nick Roselli. Like Enriquez, Roselli is a New York native who walks a ton. The 21-year-old had a .420.92 on-base percentage at Binghamton University last year before the Mets drafted him in the 11th round. He posted a .403 on-base percentage in 18 games to St. Lucie Mets to begin his pro career. He's going to be very popular when he gets called up to Binghamton. He's a big star there in that city. Here's some older hitters. We know about Luke Ritter. The 28-year-old had 53 home runs and 159 RBIs in 141 games between Double-A and Triple-A of the previous 2 years. During that time, he played first, second, third, short, and left field. He's on the 40-man roster. I would think we'll get a chance to see him a little bit in spring training. I think the Mets will give him a long look. JT Schwartz, and he'll be in Triple-A. JT Schwartz, the 25-year-old, entered the 23 season and played first base exclusively in the minors. In 2023, he played 14 games at left field. Last season, he played 7 games at third. He's a career .271 hitter in the minor leagues and posted a .408 on base percentage in Double-A last year before his promotion to Triple-A. He doesn't have a lot of power. Wyatt Young, the Hawaiian native, has played a whopping 290 games in Double-A and another 77 Triple-A over 3 different seasons. He's a solid defender up the middle that has also played third base. The 25-year-old lacks power with a career .263, .358, .349 slugging percentage line in the minors. Nick LaRusso. The 24-year-old got a small taste of Double-A last year after hitting .267, 11 home runs in 70 games for High A Brooklyn. He played 42 games at first and 24 games at third base. Right-handed pitchers, Joanda Suarez. The 24-year-old finished second among Mets minor leaguers with 128 innings, pitched last year in 23 games for Double-A and 2 in Triple-A. His 5.7 walk rate was the third lowest among Mets minor leaguers with at least 50 innings pitched. So that's pretty cool. Right-handed pitcher Luis Moreno. The 25-year-old has pitched at least 100 innings in each of the last 3 seasons. His highlight of the 24 season came in winter ball when he won Rookie of the Year after posting a 1.83 ERA and 39 1/3 innings. Heard a lot about him this offseason. Right-handed pitcher Douglas Arellano. 22-year-old struck out 49 batters in 38 2/3 innings last season while splitting time between starting and relieving for High A Brooklyn. Sweet velocity. Right-handed pitcher Wilson Lopez, one of the hardest throws in the Mets system, hit 100.5 miles per hour last year for the St. Lucie Mets. On the flip side, he walked 27 batters in 22 2/3 innings. Well, that's not that good. Right-handed pitcher Wellington Arocena, the 20-year-old topped out at 100.4 miles per hour. Again, walks were a significant issue. Ernesto Mercedes, another hard thrower who pitched for St. Lucie, he struck out 89 batters, and his fastball was up to 99, but also walked 60 in his 65 innings. Right-handed pitcher Juan Arnold, the reliever, was up to 99 miles per hour this year. With his fastball, walks were also an issue, though not as much as the folks above. With 31 40 innings and 49 strikeouts, and it's just not good enough. If you're going to throw hard, you got to throw strikes. And the last 2 guys, these are guys that need to stay healthy. Ramon Gomez, the hard-throwing right-hander, pitched 7 innings in 23 before undergoing Tommy John surgery that knocked him out for the entire 24 season. Gomez has an electric fastball and slider combo, with the fastball hitting 100 miles per hour and above average spin rates. He was a guy he was at the bottom of these top 30 lists that I was reading about, and then he got hurt. Finally, amazingly, he's still here. Right-handed pitcher Matt Allen. Feels like Mets fans have been waiting years to see Matt Allen pitch again, and that time might finally be there. The 2019 third-round pick hasn't pitched in a game since the year he was drafted, but he was on the mound last fall in Port St. Lucie, and he was part of the Mets' Top Gun pitching camp earlier this month. Reports have his fastball in the mid-90s right now. Now, he is a player. The Mets spent a lot of money on him. The Mets must feel very highly about his arm and about him as a person, that they have not given up on him. He's been in the organization now 6 years, and he's got to be, 23 years old? The Mets have not given up on him. So that tells you a lot about him as a person, that they like him a lot. They think that he has a chance, has to stay healthy. But as this says, he's only pitched in 7 games. And he's been having to deal with injuries time and time again. Hopefully this is the time he'll get a chance to pitch. We will keep you up to date on this channel, or I will keep you up to date on this channel, to let you know what's going on with him, because hopefully we'll get to see him get on the mound. He was going to go to college, and the Mets went over a slot with him in terms of the money so they could sign him. So he is a player that, keep an eye on him. But we wish him well. Hopefully he can get on the mound. That's the most important thing. Once he gets on the mound, maybe things will finally click and his arm will be ready to go. But let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut. We've got plenty of videos on all these different prospects. We've got plenty of lists to go through. And it's going to be a very exciting season, very exciting spring training. It's coming up very soon, and I'll see you later.